Hey everybody. Wow, YouTube really pulled a lot of its buttons out of going live. We will be blasting into this session in just a minute. Getting settled in right now. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's crazy, YouTube took all these buttons out of the live process, man. You hit like one button now. It's happening. You gotta make sure you have your pants on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Runehammer. Your old buddy Hankerin here. Ingrid Bernal coming at ya live and direct from Philly, PA. I'm gonna be chomping into a massive cheesesteak of art tonight. Think Deck, Chris, yo, probably gonna be dropping on Monday. Had a minor delay because I had to improve. I got the prototypes and I had to make a change. It was just after working with the deck for about 2 hours, I had to make a little change. I had to face it. I really wanted to release it, but no wine before it's time and all that good stuff. So yeah, settle in with your journals and your Photoshop and get your beer out, everybody. Get a sandwich on deck. I suppose I could bring a camera up on this stream. I don't know if you guys want to look at my old ugly mug. All right, so where are we at? Let's get into this. Nice to see you, everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear and everything is going great. Hello, 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 hello. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? Let's get into this stuff, yo. I don't know if my, hang on. Still clicking buttons here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, y'all, just a second. Yo, yo, there we are. Ye old Photoshop. What up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Okay, so you should be seeing my workshop, my workboard there. Yo, Greg. I don't know, am I here? Let's see if I show up, if I go to the, boom, there I am. Welcome, what's up? Show buddy Ingrid, I'm chilling. I got a crap ton of painting to do tonight, so join in. I'm going to be doing the all full color version of the Xeno Dead Zone maps. They're going to be a free update to everybody who got Xeno Dead Zone over the last year or so, couple years. So I'm going to do the whole thing in color because I've noticed a lot of people use these maps, so why not make them a lot cooler? So like, let's get into it, all right? Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. So as many of you guys know, the XDZ maps are all done in this sort of just ink marker style. So what I want to provide to all the readers is full color XDZ maps. And no, these aren't new at all, Patrick. These are all from Xeno Dead Zone. But what I'm going to do is turn all of these really simple maps into full color. And so there's going to be a ton of full color maps for your next sci-fi game, either using printouts or using Roll20 or whatever. So you'll see that as I do each one of these, there are 32 of these to do. I kind of got a little process going. So the first thing I do is I thin down my line art. I've got a standard border that I'm using. So I get my line art thinned down, I add my standard border, and then I have a bunch of public domain textures that I dug up, and then I modified each one and kind of set up all these different floor textures. So here's one of the floor textures that I'm working with. And then from there, it's all just paint. So you guys are going to see me doing this whole process And you'll notice a lot of the decisions that I'm going to be making while you're watching, thanks for tuning in, are all based on speed. I've got 32 of these maps to do. I want to finish as many as I can in one night, at least 16. So let's start with the 16 and hang out a while. I can see all your comments. Yo, Greg. Yo, Vicky. What up? What up, what up, Park Shields? Yeah, that's my new room you just saw for a second. It's working out super awesome. Nice to be able to hang my art up and have my own space to really focus in on what I'm doing, whatnot. You guys know how that is. So right now I'm just going into this color layer and I'm just winging it. I'm just painting like a painting fool. And if you guys want to see what my finished target looks like, here, let me get rid of airlock. I've done 2, and I did 2 of them basically as a prototype, right? As a quality check. Let me see, what did I do? I did command. Yeah, here it is. So that's kind of my target look. Then here's like the engine room. So you see, it's not like I'm not getting into a realistic look at all. I want to keep it like very sort of, I guess you could call it Runehammer looking. It's kind of got a bit of a drawn aesthetic or a cartoon type aesthetic. So that's the challenge, is to bring a little more light and bring some full color and then bring some of these edge elements. And when we're really cruising, you guys will see how these all start to fit together in Roll20 or whatever VTT you happen to be using. So that's where I'm headed on each one. Like getting some color and getting some depth, but not trying to create any kind of realism in any form. Still sticking with a very cartoony aesthetic, which is just how I roll. I think it's easier on the eyes. And you know, just with RPGs in general, I think, at least for me, I really like sort of stylized artwork. It ages better in a way. Like some of the over-rendered or over-realistic stuff, sort of, I get weary of looking at it quicker. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. So this is my airlock. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I just threw down a couple of tacos and a PBJ and an energy drink, so I'm a little bit like feeling like zappy right at the moment. But I will hopefully see everybody's comments, especially if you put my name. If you put Runehammer in your comment, I'll definitely see something. If you have a question or if you got to holler. And yo, Gary, what up, dude? Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. We're going to be here all damn night. Chris Bate, look up Xeno Dead Zone on DriveThruRPG. You'll find out all about it. Me and Alex Alvarez did Xeno Dead Zone about 1.5 years ago. I wouldn't call it a colossal seller, but it's sold well. It's real cheap. It's like a couple bucks. Boom. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Boom. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Boom. Do-do-do-do. I like this red tone here. This nice, rich red. It's a fun color to play with. I also have a little greeble pack. So up here I have these greebles. So these are just a bunch of little grabbable items that I've painted up ahead of time. Everything I'm doing here is to try to get my speed maximal. So I knew I was going to need a lot of yellow caution stripes. So I just have one prepared from the Xeno Dead Zone document. And I have a couple of these neat little greebles, like little techno blobs. So I'm just going to throw some of these in. You guys will see me doing a lot of mirroring. A lot of these rooms are symmetrical. Not only is it good for speed, but it makes maps, you know, easier to comprehend, I think, when they're symmetrical. You know, and then part of this too is that there's a bit of a almost like a Borderlands aesthetic, which is that you have kind of rendered out colors and then you just put black line work right on top of the rendered colors. And I've always liked how Borderlands kind of plays with that. So I'm going to do it. You know, little screw holes and little odds and ends. I've just noticed so many people using these old XDZ rooms in their Roll20 setups or as printouts. And so my thought was, man, I want to support that. So I just made the call. I said, I'm going to do these in full color. It's on like Tron. It's on like Donkey Kizzle. Know what I'm saying? So word up. That's what it do. And that's what it is. All right, trucking along now. Caution stripes always let you know you're in the sci-fi universe, right? So does Minimal House. You know, you got Minimal House playing. You're almost sure to be in sci-fi world. Are you going to do any room design or mechanics videos? Jubes? Yeah. Do bears poop in the woods? Of course I am. But I am a human being. I am more than one thing. Okay, so almost done here with the painting. This is how fast I'm trying to move. This room's going to be done soon. Got to keep trucking or I'll never get enough of this done. So it's like all about being decisive, you know, just paint and truck and move. Just keep on sticking. There we go. Maybe accent these with red so you get a little bit of a Prometheus kind of look here. Terrible, terrible film. All right, and then usually what I'll do is I'll grab, you guys see me do this kind of stuff a lot. I'll grab a dark color, grab my room, and I'll kind of shade in my corners. Like, might as well just use black. Let's go out here. And and So you see that like brings you into this almost like vignette type mindset, and then give a central highlight like that, and that's where sort of often players will gravitate, tokens will gravitate, and the like. I'm gonna pull some of this striping because it's fighting my eye. I don't want my eye to get fought. No need for fighting, man. It's a tough enough world out there. We don't need to be fighting. Yo, what up, Frank? What up, Patrick C? There's my man Keith up in the house. Yo, PHR Bex. That's good to hear. Props, man. Howdy doody from Philly, PA. Hello to Brazil. Hope y'all doing all right down there. Tough times for everybody. So that probably is about all I need. So now, final step that I've been doing on each room is to give it some room inside the canvas and then add these edge pieces. Now you're probably thinking, Hank, what in tarnation are you doing with these things? But you'll see. You'll see. I hope y'all doing okay out there. Hope everybody's surviving, taking care of their neighbors and whatnot. We're in this together. So what, that was about 10 minutes to do this room. Target speed is probably 15 to 20 per room. So see there, now I've got some edging. And by edging I just mean stuff that just keeps it from being just a rectangle, you know. You know, and hey, if these art streams don't really have a lot for you as far as your game, your creative needs and whatnot, keep it chill. Always going to be getting back to room designs and all that good stuff that I suppose I'm known for. It's funny to think of being known for that when, you know, really I've been doing this kind of stuff for far longer. Decades. Okay, so just rounding out some of the, getting rid of some of the caution striping, adding a little bit of variation in color, you know, just so you can kind of feel some texture, feel this space. And then I'm like, whoa, are these things actually sitting here? Because they need some support if they are. You know, sometimes if a color is neighbors with a color that seems too far away, it just looks wrong or like it's floating or something. So we don't want that. We want to do right, not wrong. Just give these maybe a little bit of shape on their edges. And Some extra little lines for fun because sci-fi. And there we go. We're done. That's the airlock. So he says he's done and then right away does another little thing. I'm going to grab one more greeble from my greeble pack. I'm going to grab this little control here. Cheesy tactic from good old Photoshop tool set is these perspective tools. So you just do that real quick and bang, you got a perspective control panel. I'm going to pull this one off and just do this one. There, it sits in that little spot right there. Then I'm going to match this to the line. I like hell. And done. There's airlock. So we now have three. We've got airlock, engine room, and command, or the bridge. And so we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to be doing floor textures. We're going to be modifying line art, and we're just going to rock on. So glad to have y'all. One thing I love about doing these streams is, I really underestimated it, but I really like watching them. I love watching artists do what they do. There's something really freaking soothing about it. And seeing it go from kind of zero to hero and watching it happen, I found myself watching those kinds of videos on YouTube more than other types. So I said, yo, we'll get into a little bit of that, reveal how terrible I am at drawing. Okay, so now we're going to thin out the line art again, just like that, just expanding. So that just pulls away some of the black so you don't get such heavy black. Bring my border back in so that it's full strength. And there's our line art. Ooh, I think I got some important message popping up here. Ding! Important stuff. Right? Red button for closed. Right. Well, remember too that with the style that I do for tabletop, I don't really get all that literal with everything. Okay, so this next one, this is Medbay. So we're going to have a similar color palette to Airlock, which is this sort of closer to white type palette, because that's how Medbay always is, right? So we're going to grab this floor texture. Again, I made all these this morning as part of my preparation here. So I'm going to kind of break some rules and just stretch this guy. I think I like, he's got enough detail as he is. Go like that, and now I'm just going to make sure there's not too much chaos, just making your eye flip out, which there currently is. So we're just going to paint out some of this detail. Base, 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 base. This one looks like it's going to take a little longer. I can feel it in my soul. You know, portraying something complex like Medbay can be a little more complicated. There's more going on in a Medbay, you might say. You checked out Dungeon Draft or Wonder Draft. You know what I've been using for making my basic maps? Knoxville Buckeye. I've been using Dungeon Scrawl. It's currently in playtesting, so I can't reveal it fully, but I do have a new Red Sword full color map that's coming out. And I do like some of the basic kind of corridor work using Dungeon Scrawl. Dungeon Scrawl's great. Love it. We love it. We love it. We love Dungeon Scrawl. Sound like Zebtron from Commander Mark, yo. Rolling them Zebtron vibes. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure my grays are happy. Make sure your grays are happy. And so see, I got like confusion down here, and I don't want confusion. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe out this detail. Another thing you'll see me do probably here is just use contrast reduction to achieve some of these same effects. You see that coming up here in a minute and whatnot. Okay, so there's my base. And I think very barely touching the pressure on the brush here, just to reduce the presence of some of this texture. It's just a bit overbearing. There we go. See how that just kind of washes it down? Puts it a little more into the background. And we're ready to do the next step. So let's get that nice airlock red. There it is. Got your minimalist house up in the spot. Now you'll notice that I use this kind of crazy brush that uses initial direction to define its shape. And you'll be like, Hankrin, dude, that's creating all kinds of chaos in your brush strokes. That's kind of the idea. Sometimes when you get too clean with things, it can feel sort of lifeless. A little bit of scatter and a little bit of spatter is a good solution for it. There we go. Like, see, I go outside the lines in places, and you just kind of want that to happen. The eye likes that. Hey, thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. What's up, Ignacio? Yeah, I'm doing full color versions of all the Xeno Dead Zone maps. And I know there's a lot of Xeno Dead Zone fans out there, thanks to the brilliant work of Alex Alvarez. I'm proud of the piece as well as our Aliens tribute piece. And so I wanted to do it live for the kids. Do it for the kids, Hannibal. Do it for the kids. I think I got called out for making too many 18 references the other day. Like, yo, what's up with all the A-Team stuff? All right, you always need this kind of nice beige color in a sick bay, right? Maybe we'll switch the tunes up as the evening wears on. We'll see. Glad everybody can tune in. The last mapping marathon was the Doom Vault follow-up. Shows a hoot nanny, I must say. That was really fun. Yo, Andrew Strickland. What up, my bruvs? Welcome. We're in here chilling. Talking a bunch of smickety smack about nothing. And I'm painting as fast as I can. I need yellow in this room. I don't know why. I just know that I do. No caution stripes, though, in Medbay. That's just plain weird. Caution stripes like where vehicles and heavy equipment are moving around, not where people are trying to get well. Like if you wake up and you're like in a sick bay and there's caution striping around you, that's not good. That probably means you're a rogue cyborg. Getting some blue highlights for my specimen tanks. So you guys can see kind of where I'm headed with things. You know, I'm not necessarily doing this, you know, full color rendered look. Doing a nice simple look so that the emphasis in the game goes to the tokens. And you know, this is one thing that I really enjoy about doing RPG art in general, is that there's always a utility component. Like, how usable is it? And that makes it fun for me, because I'm weird like that. They're taking the Hobbit to Isengard, yo. I sense a drop incoming. Would you like to hear the drop? So I'm just sort of defining maybe what could be seen as a walkway, or elevated, or even depressed area. So just reinforce it with some lines. You know, and like, what's the purpose of, you know, more detail and so forth? It gives players ideas of innovative moves. You know, this room could be filled with reptoids, space muties, whatever. And detail, I've always found a little bit of detail anyway, can help, you know, kick a player upside the head, so to speak, and give them new, innovative, new ideas of how to take their next turn. And that is what RPGs is all about, baby. Yo, Jake Fisher. Thanks for the kind words, man. Retune. No, blood splatter stains, Victor. That is exclusively for during play. So you're going to want to use a token as a blood splatter. If I put a blood splatter in the art, that's going to limit your options. So I don't want to do that. We've got a nice blood splatter tokens that I've been providing over the years. So you can rock on with your bad self on that front. It's like bring in these corners a little bit. As you can see, I'm approaching done on this map. Got a lot of other neat projects going on, both for myself as well as for clients. Going to be very excited to reveal to you guys here in coming weeks. I really am so lucky with the people that I get to work with. So lucky. I'm so grateful and fortunate. And really grateful and fortunate for you guys all keeping me afloat. I know it's difficult for every single human being in 2020 to keep surviving. It is just tough. So believe me, the appreciation is 100% real and legit. So thankful for you guys. So that's why we got to put in some marathon work every once in a while, you know what I mean? Bring that heat. All right, just about done. I'm going to give a little bit of highlight to this sort of high traction entry area here. So just get a brighter gray and do each little slat with a bar of color. And again, it gives the player the feeling of their token really popping out and being the star when they're kind of walking on highlights. Feels really good during play. We are in the middle of playing Red Sword Part 2, as I mentioned, and I did all those maps full color, and so it gave me a little reminder of how fun those full color maps can really be. I didn't like those highlights. Those were just too bold, so I pulled those out. I think I'm about done. Looking good. I feel like the center highlight's a little weak, so I'm going to grab some white and do that. There you go. It's a little hefty, isn't it? There, that's a little better. And then I think just like these corners need a little bit of loving as far as, you know, getting dim. One great thing is, you know, on a spaceship, it's always fun when things get kind of, it's a little hard to see in the corner there. It's a little dark. But Med Bay is not usually a really dark place. You can always use an overlay in your game to make the power go out and cool stuff like that. And you will do that because you're a badass game master. And that's the kind of stuff we do. Cool. I think Medbay is looking close to done. So again, that was about 15 minutes. Are they downloaded on a site? Gary Guy, hey, thanks for asking, man. These will be a completely free update to the Xeno Dead Zone PDF, which is on DriveThruRPG. They will also be free to all my patrons. Everything's free to them peoples. Okay, now I'm just going to fix up some details. I don't know if you guys caught it, but the other day, you know, got into a most spirited discussion about fudging rolls that really led to my 68th episode of my podcast. Was really kind of focused on that topic. So if that's a topic that gets you wound up like it does me, you should check that podcast out. Tell me what you think. That topic just, man, that gets me fired up. Fired up. Okay, so I'm going to merge down, I'm going to shrink, and I'm going to work on these edge pieces. Now, Medbay has a little bit different edging to it in my mind. Maybe like these sort of observation edges. But a little less, you know, pipes and bars. A little more architecture. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to make a little executive decision and just kind of add some what could be ignored by a GM and just chalked up to neato sci-fi detail, or could be provided as windows. Kind of like a hell. And you'll notice here not really using any greebles. And that's okay. Okay, so a couple little connectors like that. Let's give some depth to these using the old Metroid method. For those of you who are wondering, the Metroid method is just a way to really quickly get things to look like cylinders, which is you do a vertical stripe and then put a highlight in the middle. It's old pixel art trick. There we go. Whoops. I think I got a package at the door. I'll be right back. All right. Hey, cool. Always nice to step away. Come back and look at your work. Don't fall for it. Do need some shadows on these beds. Actually, it's a package from Alan over at Gallant Knight Games. I think it might be some custom dice or something. All right, there we go. Medbay. Done. Okay. So this is how quickly I'm going to be going, guys. I hope it's feeling good. All right, we got quarters now. Car beds. Troll. All right, first let's reduce our line thickness. There we go, that cleans our lines up. Now let's get, so corners, you don't want that cold feeling. You want a cozy spot where people could live. This is good for quarters, here we go. But we're not gonna do blue, we're gonna bring it a warm tone. Unboxing video. Unboxing, man, that is a massive throwback. I haven't thought about unboxing, and geez, that's wild, man. I think I did maybe 2 of those videos in my entire YouTube career, and I felt so weird doing it. I was like, is this what I'm supposed to do, guys? I'm supposed to do unboxing videos? Because I feel strange. Alright, here we go with the quarters. We're going to adjust how some of this texturing is going to work, but... here's what I meant by warm. You see that? So we get that warm look. And you know, warmth is conducive to living spaces, as we all know. Alright, let's paint out some details. We don't want all this crazy stuff. And yes, I saw something about cloud backups. Photoshop is at times even overzealous with the cloud backups. It does too many of them. But that is a thing. You really almost, the idea of losing work is a bit of a thing of the past. Yeah, books are cool. Reading is cool. Patrick C. Word up. Do I hear you there or what? Lair of Knowledge. Damn it, it should come back. I just finished a great read, but I don't know if it really applies to Runehammer. Got a couple cool books coming in the mail now that we're finally settled at an address. We're going to be living here for a while, so you know we've been Bedouins for quite some time, so it's been tough to get packages and start collecting because we lived in such a tiny space that you really don't want to buy anything because there's nowhere to put stuff. So notice too, not quite so white as far as the bedding here. And then like the sort of the beige sheets, give them a nice sort of welcoming tone. Kind of like almost a skin tone type color. It's just a nice, anyone who's done interior decorating knows how useful these cream colors are. All right, there you go. So there's your beds. They're little cars. Yes. Yo, Philip Castrop, what up, dude? We're doing full color rebuilds of all of the Xeno Dead Zone maps because it's the right thing to do and the right time to do it. Wilford Brimley. Let's get that border. Almost forgot. So now we gotta trim off the muffin tops, as it were. It doesn't look like a muffin, it looks like a cupcake that's had its head cut off. There we are. Alright. You look like a muffin. You look like a muffin. Well, it had its head cut off. Where's your head? Where's your hands, me Gulliver? Alright. I don't know what's wrong with me. Drive people crazy, I know that. These things need to go. They have no place here. You're not liked. You're not wanted. No one likes you. Get away. Alright. Let's get some highlights on those beds. I hope y'all can for those of you out there who are, digital artists, aspiring artists, I hope there's something to be excited about here. Takeaway of some kind. For those of you who know me, you know that I have been doing this stuff for decades. My style really has not evolved in decades either. I've kind of always done this kind of like marker kind of jam. This is my marker stuff right here. I don't do a lot of shading. I just really like, bold splatters of ink. Seeing half of a vent is disturbing. I don't like it. You need to see a full vent or no vent at all. There we go. Much more better. Kind of like this highlight color. I'm going to bring it into the stairs. So you can see how handy it is too to have the ink work on a different layer because you just rock and you never disturb it. Gives you a guide. Hope the signal's coming through for everybody. Naked cake. I'll need some breaks in here too, so we'll just hang out as a crew here and there, talk RPGs and whatnot. I know y'all tune in for that kind of stuff and whatnot. Whoop, there we go. So you can see how I'm kind of just like rocking along, like following color where it feels handy and sort of disregarding it where it doesn't feel like it's going to lead to any story. Again, like I said, like I love doing RPG art because it's got like a usefulness factor to it, not just how aesthetic is it. Something really fun about that for me. We are listening to techno, and we are painting spaceship maps. That's what's going on Runehammer tonight. Giving these edges some nice bite. You see that? Isn't that tasty? I'm really tooting my own horn here. Aren't I great? So dumb. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go now. Doing up like that. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Now, quarters to me can be a pretty darn simple map. You know, these are just where peeps be sleeping and whatnot. Remember, as the GM, you can always bring tokens into this, and loot chests, and monsters, and blood stains, and, you know, whatever suits you, suits your story. So, you know, my job is a little bit to keep it kind of blank. Just to give it depth and space and feel and fun, and depth and space and feel and fun, and depth and space. Wow, that's intensely annoying. All right, here we go. The quarters, and remember, there's a door token too that I'm going to put in, so you can put doors anywhere on these. Always put stock in the art of an adventure. Always invest. There we go. Here I'm going to put some nice little lights in the walls. I don't know why. Maybe they're little personal comm units, or it's like an intercom system or something. I just feel that those yellow lights give a comfort to things. Okay, now as far as edging, I think I'm going to get into like some domey feels here. So each bed has a little like, maybe it emits sunlight or something in the morning so that you maintain a healthy circadian rhythm during space travel. Guys, anyone? Is anyone excited about this besides me? I got behavioral issues. Sound's back. The sound was gone? Repeating cats and boots and cats German accent. Okay, but how do you do this actually if your own isn't 12 million? I'm not sure what that means. What do space toilets look like? It's just like a little, it's like a plunger upside down. Ambient glow? Yeah, sure, we can do a little bit of that. I don't want to set too much of a precedent for ambient glows because they can get you into sort of some realism. But look, we'll just put splashes. See that? Little splashes. There you go. Little splash here and there never hurt nobody. Okay, now I'll get back to my my little domes. And like I said, if you guys are wondering why I'm breaking the tidy rectangular edging on these, what I hope to achieve, I'll show you toward the end of the stream tonight. We'll get in roll 20 and we'll do a little building in roll 20 together. Okay, there's the little domey bits. And then each domey bit has like a little wire. There we go. And then I'm going to nip off these corners. Again, just like barefaced rectangles do not make me happy. Like, hi, I'm a rectangle because I'm default. And I'm just like, bummer. No bueno, bro, Cephas. This burrito is delicious, but darn is it filling. There we go. Cool. And quarters are done. How did we come in on that one? About 16 minutes. So looking good. Is there a strip along the floor for when the power goes out, like on an aircraft? Okay. maybe a bit of one. I don't think we want to get too into that because it can feel like a barrier. But we can play with that concept a little bit. Ideas are always welcome, y'all. You know that. Because remember, we always want the detail to be on the players, on the characters, not on the maps. The focus is on the heroes. This is just a backdrop. So you don't want to get too excited with little ideas. There you go. Cool idea. Saving that. Quarters are done. Moving on. Remember, we got to move fast, 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 fast. All right, now we have the galley. That says ship's kitchen here, mate. Ship's kitchen. Thin out our line work. We'll do that first. Bring in our border. So in XDZ, you've got starship maps, which is what we're doing right now, and then you've got colony maps, which we're gonna maybe get to this stream, but I think I might run out of time or sanity before that moment. Okay, so galley. The kitchen is always a very sort of featureless environment, right? So let's get something real smooth out of these textures I've kind of set up ahead of time. None of this heavy-duty military stuff. We want something nice and smooth. So I think this is actually our template, but we're going to clean out a lot of the contrast. Check it out. Boom, 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 boom. Check this out. We use the legacy mode and pull down this contrast so you get a much cleaner look. There we go. Then I'm just going to tile this sucker and we're going to get started. Like that. Boots, pants, cats, and pants. Boots and cats and cats and pants. Yeah!